Christmas, a Christian holiday that is celebrated around the world. Every country has its different traditions and habits for celebrating this wonderful holiday. Whether it is about giving or receiving presents, eating traditional food, or just spending time with family. But what kind of mysteries lie behind this festive holiday? And was it always this peaceful during this season of time? Don't worry, I'm here to reveal all the mysteries and stories for you to understand. I'm the Canvas Virtuoso. My job right now is to paint and color the image for you. Therefore, we can clarify all the vague pieces of information, put them into a big canvas. As a result, you can see a clear picture of all the painted matching pieces that you have missed. This is a special Christmas painting series where we dive into the dark tales that are often not spoken of during the festive seasons. Let's continue the stories of our series. In the last painting, we unveiled the story of a monstrous children-eating cat from Icelandic folklore. Today's story is about a man who became the boogeyman of the Christmas season. This story was originated from the Alsace-Lorraine region in France. There was a very wealthy and powerful man called Hans von Trotha, or in this story, he is called Hans Trapp. According to the story, he lived in the 1400s. Hans was feared by the people of the village. He was a merciless man, and his mind was consumed by the desire wanting more than he could chew on. His current status wasn't enough, and Hans was aching for more power. One day, he was thinking about a way to get more power and wealth. All of his options weren't enough to satisfy his needs. Hans' lust was unbearable, so he decided to try out some other practices that weren't in God's will. He signs his soul to the devil, or in other stories, Satan himself, to enhance his power and status. Hans Trapp got what he wanted from this demonic deal, and his heart was finally fulfilled. This rumor about him working with the devil started to spread across the whole town, and also the church received this information. Hearing of this, the Pope himself excommunicated Trapp, after which he was banished from Alsace and his wealth and lands confiscated. So he went off searching for a place far away from his hometown, to find a new place to live and start over. He ended up living in the mountains in the Bavaria region in Germany. There he was isolated from society and spent a long time living alone. Time passed, and his time being on his lonesome didn't do him well. He started to lose his sanity and became obsessed with black magic and the occult, and began to develop a craving for human flesh. So Hans started to dress himself as a scarecrow, put straw in his clothes, and placed himself on the side of the road. And when an unknowing young boy passed by, Trapp stabbed the unfortunate boy's stomach with a vicious sharp stick. He killed him and brought his body to his lair to chop his body parts for his new cooking recipe. After Hans finished cooking, he was ready to try out human meat for the first time. Hans couldn't wait to take a bite. But suddenly, he got hit with a lightning bolt and died. It's said that Hans Trapp's spirit lingers on, dressed as a stray stuffed scarecrow. Each Christmas, he is accompanying Santa Claus or the Christ child to visit the local children. If the kid was on the naughty list, he would drag it to the forest and eat it. He became the boogeyman during the festive season, so children would behave or Hans Trapp will come for them. This figure is based on a real person, also called Hans Trapp or Hans von Trotha. He was a German knight and marshal of the Prince Elector of the Palatinate, who was hated by the village and also got himself excommunicated by the Pope due to flooding of the villagers' homes and many other disputes. After being excommunicated, he didn't become the human eater as we know from the story. Quite the contrary, Trotha did well for himself. He was serving the French royal court and was given the Chevalier d'Or, the boogeyman of Christmas stories, a children eater, and another scary figure to teach the children how to behave during the festive seasons. A character inspired by a real person who has many similar traits to the original. Every kid should be careful when they come across a scarecrow standing on the road. Might be a harmless wooden figure or the boogeyman himself, Hans Trapp. This is the finished canvas of Hans Trapp, the boogeyman. I'm the Canvas Virtuoso. your mysterious painter who is going to unveil all the mysteries of the world. For me to paint more stories, mysteries, and many more, I will need your support. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment. These actions will help me to improve and mean very much to me.